All right, guys, Homeschool Dad here, and today's episode, we're going to talk to you about, let's refresh those kids for school, okay? It's already July, and we need to get these kids ready to go back to school, all right? So if you're one of those parents that want to get those kids to go back to school and be kind of refreshed, for homeschool or even for regular school, I got some tips and tricks that I'm going to tell you that I teach Sky, all right? That is definitely going to help you with refreshing your kid to go back to school. All right. Now, let's get started. Now, one thing I want you to understand is that you do not have to do this every single day. It's a simple refresher. Okay. You want to make sure that their brain is on point. You want to make sure those synapses in their brains are wiring properly. You understand what I'm saying? So, in order to do that, you want to make sure that you just brush up on simple stuff. I'm talking about simple stuff. Let's start with the kids' lower grades. You want to just refresh them on multiplications. And if they're not doing multiplication, they're doing adding, subtracting, you want to refresh them on adding. You want to refresh them on subtracting. Okay? You want to get them to a place to where they can just flow with 10 times 10, 10 times 11, 10 times 12, or to anything, multiplication. So you want to get them to that point. So now, with this being said, you don't have to do this every day. You can have them refresh for 10 minutes, bro. Multiplications don't even take 10 minutes. Multiplications take less time than that, okay? So you want to make sure you get them refreshed on those things as far as math go. In my personal opinion, because I've dealt with homeschool since 3rd grade. My son just graduated from 8th grade. He's going into 9th grade. He's going into high school. He graduated with honors, straight A student all the way through. He got the President's Award. The president actually signed off on it. He boss signed off on it. You know what I'm saying? So it went all the way to the White House. Yeah, he got that. I was just ecstatic. Anyway, I'm very grateful for it. But understanding that the foundation I use that's what I use. You can use this. Okay, so 10 minutes, 5 minutes, refresh. Okay, my subjects are going to be math, and it's going to be ELA, English Language Arts. So you're going to refresh on those two. Those two are the main ones because science and history, sometimes they don't have history in high school or not. Can't really refresh on history. I mean, you can, but let's do this. Science, let's do ELA. Okay, so in ELA, you want to make sure that your kid is doing some type of essay. You want to make sure that they're reading, okay? Let your kid read for about 15 minutes. 15 minutes, their favorite book or whatnot. It don't even have to be a book. You can send them to YouTube. You can turn down the volume, and you can let them watch their favorite show. But make sure that they read. Make the words bigger and put on the captions, and let them do that. If that's their show, a 15-minute show, let them go ahead and let them do that for about 15 minutes, okay? So, and it's very, very simple, 15 minutes. You can do that every other day. It don't have to be every day. It can be every 2 days on that. Also, the math, as I explained, you can do that every other day, or you can do that every 2 days, just so long as they're refreshing on these subjects. So when they get into school, they don't feel overwhelmed, okay? Also, when we get up to the higher grades, okay, you want to make sure that you have them do essays, okay? Have them do, if your kid's in the 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, I believe they start doing essays because that's when my son, they started doing essays and stuff. So you want to make sure that you have them write an essay, beginning, middle, end. Have them watch a show or something and have them do an essay on the show of the beginning, the middle, what was the show about, you know what I'm saying? What was the climax? What was the downfall or upfall? And then beginning, middle, end. And then have them do an essay, have them make sure they check their punctuation, the spelling and everything. All right? And it's not an all-day event. I'm just going to let you know. You don't make that thing to be all day. Let them know it's very easy. Knock it out. You can do it like that, or you can have them read a book. You know what I'm saying? It's not very hard. All right. Now, as far as those essays go in the higher grades, also especially if you're going into high school, you definitely want to get those essays about 2 a week. Okay? Because it's only 4 weeks in July, right? 4 So you want to get 2 a week. If you get 2 a week, that's 2, 4, 6. That's 8 essays before they even get into school. And make sure it's on something that they really like. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want something that they don't like. Just give them the essay of something that they really like, because then they're going to finish it faster. They're going to put more expression into those essays. You understand what I'm saying? So that's exactly what I did. I do with Zakai. So those are refreshers, okay? Make sure that you stay refreshed. Get those kids staying refreshed in school, okay? Because I'm going to tell you the first thing, especially for homeschool, as soon as you get into homeschool, what's the first thing that they do? What's the first thing the schools do? They test the kids. The MAP test. The MAP. M-A-P. MAP, not math. MAP testing. Now, I'm not sure if they do that in regular school because, Zakai's been in school since 3rd grade. But I do know that as soon as they get into school, I believe it's that 1st or 2nd week, they're going to be doing MAP testing. Okay? So you get your kids sharp on that, then guess what? Your kid's good. Now, me and Zakai have a website we built together. It's called Zakai.fun. We're still building on that thing, but I'm going to give you a tip on what you can do for the math, okay? Now, the kids in the lower grade, if they have adding or subtracting, they can go to Zakai.fun. They can go to adding part. They can go to subtraction part. And you can just have them go through that thing. Just go through that thing and just you keep doing that, and your kid will memorize the adding, subtracting, no matter what number it is, okay? Multiplication. Send them to Zakai.fun, go to the multiplication section, okay? Have them do their multiplications. Just have them do it. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? Have them do the multiplications, all right? Now, essays, wouldn't say. Now, sight words. I didn't mention sight words, but let's talk about the sight words because on Zakai.fun I have sight words. I believe it's from the pre-K all the way up until the 6th grade. All right, so make sure that they're refreshing on those words. Okay. Also, conjunction words for the kids that are from down and up to 6th grade. Conjunction words. You can do this, parents, yourself. All you simply got to do is go to Google, look up conjunction words. They got conjunction words, and you get those conjunction words, and you just have them study the conjunction words. And in some cases, have them look the definition up. It's very easy to look definitions up nowadays. I'm from old school where we had dictionaries. Now you can say, what is the meaning of conjunction? And the phone will tell you what it is. The computer will tell you what it is. It is very, very, very easy for you to do these things today in today's time. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So those are refreshers that you guys can do. And also, if you need some tips, if you need something to read, you go to Zakai.fun, not read, I'm sorry. But if you want to do the essay, let's say your kid want to do the essay, they can go to Zakai.fun and they can go to Zakai Space Adventures. Okay? Episode 2 is there. Okay? Have them look at episode 2. Have them do episode 2. Now, this is an ongoing thing for me and Zakai Space Adventures. It's very, very awesome, popular. Okay? But have your kid read that and have them do an essay on it. Very simple. Very simple. All right. Now, what did we cover today? Today we cover refreshing. What do we say refreshing on? Math and ELA, which is English Language Arts. Those are the 2 most important things that your kid is going to need for school from the 3rd grade, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, all the way up to high school. Those are the 2. So make sure that you do some type of simple refresher for them for those 2 subjects. All right. I'm the Homeschool Dad. I will see you on the next episode.